are the central tendency and variability measures for the number in this frequency table? And this variable X is a sample of students' homework grades. And as you look at the frequency table, the value of X is sorted from the lowest to the highest. So you can see 0, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect score, perfect grades for homework is 10. And the frequency means how many students have that particular score. So as you can see, 17 students got a perfect 10. Okay, so what are the central tendency? That's the thing you have to read the book. Central tendency is mean, median, mode. So those are the three measures of central tendency. And I'm just going to write it out as I go along. So feel free to pause the video at any time, and you, of course, you can rewatch it. Mode is the highest, the value with highest frequency. So take a look. In terms of the frequency, I'm going to use a different color as I was doing the process so you can see exactly what I was doing. Here are the individual frequency value, and the highest is 17. And do not answer the question mode as 17 because the mode's definition is the value with the highest frequency. So highest frequency is 17. You need to see what are the original value in this. So original value is 10. So X is the origin, that's the value for the variable. And frequency is not the answer for mean, median, mode because central tendency is a typical value in the sample that represent the center of the data. Okay, so make that very, very clear. And median is the middle point of the data. The middle point of the data, basically the value is already sorted from the lowest to the highest. And median, so the process of finding the median is you need to know what's the position for the middle point. So we figured out the sample size first, and we already know the sample size. N is summation frequency. And when you add all the number up, the sample size is 53. And the middle location, the midpoint location is actually N divided by 2, and 53 divided by 2, that is 26.5, and that is not a whole number. When you're trying to identify position, it needs to be whole number. So what you do is round up to the next whole number. So it's going to be 27th position. And how do we identify the 27th position? You just add the frequency from the lowest all the way to when you hit the first category that reach the number 27, and that's where the value is. So let's see, 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 12 is 22. It's not 27 yet. So you have to add the next frequency and see that 27th position is going to be in this category. So the value for medium, therefore, is 9. Okay, so that is a very important process, and read a book if what I say is not familiar to you. All right, so the next step is going to be calculating mean, and this is, we actually did it in class, so I'm just going to process this quickly. Okay, so as we were saying, mean is all the value add up divided by the sample size. And because this is a frequency table, when you have frequency table, you have to do summation. You have to consider the impact of frequency. Frequency is there times x divided by n. All right, so we need to create f times x. So the number, you just do multiplication, and so you have 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 6 times 4, 24. 7 times 4, 28. 96. 126. 170. And summation fx, so you add it up at the end, 444. So we know 444 need to divide it by 53, and that's where you get the mean came out to be 8.38. Okay, so that answers the central tendency question. Mode, medium, and mean right here. That's 3 central tendency. And I'm going to use this to answer variability. Variability are also 3. First one is range. Second one is variance. And third one is standard deviation. Okay, so range is easy. It's the maximum value in the sample minus the minimum value in the sample. So maximum value for x value is 10 and minimum is 0. So the range is 10. And variance, remember we say this is a sample of student. So we are calculating sample variance, sample standard deviation. Okay, so I'm going to write out the formula. Sample variance is sum of square divided by n minus 1. And sample standard deviation, we call it lowercase s, x equal square root of variance, sum of square divided by n minus 1. Okay, and sum of square is summation x minus x bar square divided by n minus 1. See, this is another summation sign on the frequency table. It would need to consider the impact of frequency. So put frequency there before everything else. So summation frequency times x minus x bar parentheses square. That's where all the frequency goes when you have to pay attention to that, to consider the impact of frequency. So let me emphasize that you see frequency right after summation sign, frequency right after summation sign. And those two places are how you consider the impact frequency and the frequency table for formula. All right, so with all that, as I answer this in class, I'm going to just do it again. Make it into a habit before you solve any kind of statistic operation. Look at the order of operation. In terms of order of operation based on the sum of square formula, we have parentheses. And parentheses is your first priority. So of course, x minus x bar, you need to figure that out first. And that would be 0 minus x bar is 8.3a. So negative 8.3a, negative 2.3a, that's 6 minus 8.3a, 7 minus 8.3a, negative 1.3a, negative 0.3a, 9 minus 8.3a is 0.62, and 10 minus 8.3a is 1.62. Order of operation next, x minus x bar square. Okay, so this is 70.22, 5.66. Remember, negative number square is always positive. 1.90, 0.14, 0.38, and 2.62. Consider the impact of frequency. Frequency times x minus x bar square. That's when you have to grab f is right here. X minus x bar square right here. This two column, the value of this two column, dual multiplication. If you don't grab the right number, you won't have the right answer. 140.44, 22.64, 7.60, 1.68, 5.32, 17 times 2.62 is 44.54. Summation at the end, so sum all the number up to 222.22. Okay, so what's going on right here is sum of square equals summation f x minus x bar square equal to 222.22. Variance is s square. That's variance. Variance is sum of square divided by n minus 1. So 222.22 divided by n is 53. 53 minus 1 is 54. 52, I'm sorry. 52. The answer here is 4.27. So that is our variance. Okay, standard deviation is SS, therefore, is just square root of 4.27. And the answer is 2.07. So that is the complete answer how you solve central tendency and variability measures using frequency table. I am going to give you another question next. This question is similar to your homework question. It has slight variation. The variation shows up in terms of when you have the value have really, really big spread, and then the individual value is just too long as a table. So they construct individual intervals. So each of the category is an interval of value. So for example, this question, a sample of 42 IO psychologists answer an annual salary survey. The result are reported in the frequency table. What are the mode, median, and mean of their salary? Okay, so the salary range really, really wide. So we could not possibly have a table without creating this kind of extra structure. And this structure is each category is an equal interval. So the first category is $30,000 to $49,999. So roughly it's $20,000 range. Okay. And to make sure each category is not overlapping with the other ones. So you can see it stopped at $49,999, and the next category start at $50,000 to $69,999. Okay, so each interval covered just about $20,000. That's the range. Okay. And the entire salary survey covered, the lowest is $30,000 and the highest is $159,999. So that's a really, really wide range in terms of salary. And that's why they have to create those equal interval. Each one of them has an equal amount of value covered. Okay, so that's called the equal interval frequency table. Okay, so in this particular case, we have mode. We need to answer that. Mode is the value with the highest frequency. So we go to the highest frequency. It's 21. And remember, the answer is the value. So the value is, we can just use that equal interval as our answer. So the mode is $50,000 to $69,000. So that's the mode, because the majority of people are in this salary range. Okay, medium. Okay, medium is the midpoint of the distribution. So check to see your frequency table. Again, the value is arranged from the lowest to the highest. So it's already sorted. It already has the order. And you just need to identify where is the midpoint location. So the midpoint location is based on n divided by 2, allow you to find the midpoint. So this is 42 divided by 2, so it's 21st. Okay, so read a book to identify what you do with the number in your sample is even number versus the number in the sample is odd number. In the previous question, we have an odd number. So we only want one midpoint. When you have even number, you actually have two midpoint. You have to get the average value of the two midpoints to find the median. Okay, so therefore we have the 21st position and the 22nd position at the two midpoint. When your n minus 2 is a whole number. This number is midpoint plus the next number. 2 midpoints when the n is an even number. Okay, so we have to find where are these two locations, 21st and 22nd. So we go to the frequency and we add until the first category reach that 21 and 22. Okay, so 5 plus 21 is 26. So we already covered 21st and 22nd position in this category. Again, right here, the range of value. So medium is the same as the mode. So 50,000 to 69.99 is the mean. Okay, 4 is the median. For the mean, we are not able to do the exact calculation of mean because based on frequency tables information we're given, we don't know exactly for each interval exactly where those data points are located. So all we can do is we can do an estimated mean. So the estimations is gonna start with finding midpoint for the interval. So how do we find midpoint for the interval? The midpoint is gonna be the low end value plus the high end value divided by 2. Okay, because if you use the low end value, you're constantly underestimated. If you use the high end value, you're constantly overestimate the entire sample's number. So to just find a middle point, it's much better. It's a more unbiased estimate. So we need to identify midpoint for each interval. So what we need to do here is 30,000 is the low end value. 30,000 plus 49, 999, and divided by 2. That's how we find the midpoint. And the midpoint is 39,999.5. Okay. And we continue to calculate the midpoint for the next one. So 50,000 plus 69,999 divided by 2. And that is 59,999.5. Okay. And the next one is 79,999.5. Just continue to do low end plus high end divided by 2. And 99.999.5. And 119,999.5. And 139,999.5. Once you finish calculating the midpoint, let me give you the estimated means formula. The estimated X bar is gonna be summation F times X midpoint. Because it's a frequency table, might as well just put the frequency right there. X midpoint divided by N. Okay, so with the order of operation, next you need to do is frequency times the midpoint. And so grab those two columns and do multiplication, and that's where you would get 19997.5. And for the second category, 21 times 59999.5, you get 1259989.5. Okay, and last one, 10 times that 79999.5, you get 79999.5. 3 times 99999.5, you get 29999.5. Okay, 2 times 119,999.5, you get 239,999. Okay, last one is 139,999.5. Okay, then at the end, all you need to do is summation. You add them up right here at the end. 293,999.79 is the answer. So, what is the estimated mean? Let's put it back into the formula. 297,9979 divided by N is 42. The estimated mean came out to be 69999.5. All right, so that's how you take care of frequency table with interval or just with individual value right there. So two different type of frequency table, and you're able to calculate central tendency and variability. Okay, I'll see you in class.